back. David Williams says these are the type of loopholes we need to close right now to save taxpayers' money. David's with the Taxpayer Protection Alliance. What do you make of this, David? I mean, I couldn't believe this when I heard, but then again, I could. One of the guys who owns, the guy who owns the house was saying at the advice of his lawyer he can't comment. Nevertheless, it is weird.
Well, that's great, and this guy is probably paying his lawyer maybe $1,000 an hour to get him out of this. But really, this is why taxpayers are shaking their heads collectively at Washington, saying, if you can't get rid of this low-hanging fruit, this waste, what are you going to do about the big issues? I mean, this should be easy, but unfortunately, we see this decade after decade, whether it's food stamp fraud, whether it's housing fraud. We just see that the Inspector General, the entity inside these agencies, really has no teeth and doesn't have the resources to go after it. And I was reading that they've done this 7 times. They had to fill out paperwork 7 times to get these benefits. Someone at some point has to see this and say, wait a second, this doesn't make sense. How does a person with a $1.2 million house, how do they qualify? So really, a lot of the onus and the burden is on Washington, is on the bureaucracy to say no, because people are going to take advantage of the system as long as the system allows them to.
I guess I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt on all this, seeing as the couple involved were not talking to the press or explaining this, that maybe this wasn't always a $1.2 million valued house, that maybe when they got it was worth a lot, that maybe hard times came upon them and the government was promptly checking up on their eligibility. But something went amiss and awry here, and that's something that the government should check out before it doles out. But it doesn't, ever. Why not?
Well, it needs to be a 2-step process. The first process is oversight. They need to have stronger oversight. But also after that is, what do you do for deterrence? You need penalties, whether they're financial or they're criminal penalties where someone goes to jail. And financial penalties, you know, not just maybe 10 cents on the dollar, but get all of the money back. I got to tell you, that would probably stop a lot of people if they heard that you had to pay everything back and not just a few dollars.
You know what bothers me about this? And I know they always say, oh, Neil, the numbers are small. What are you whining about? But remember when we were giving stimulus checks to prison inmates and to little kids? I got mad at my boys for not getting in on that particular gravy train. But so many examples of that where, you know, prescription drugs being written by doctors long dead going to patients